So, you thought you knew everything about Trump's Epstein problem? Oh, no, you do not. Because according to Michael Wolff, the dark truth about how Melania entered Trump's orbit, a story that Wolff says Epstein himself bragged about, is finally oozing out into the public view. Wolff's reporting paints a picture so disturbing, so grotesque, that it suddenly reframes the ghost-like woman standing right beside Donald Trump. So stick around and watch how Wolff's claims shake the Trump world to its core. And hey, don't forget to like and subscribe. Now, I'm trying to reach 5,000 subs by year's end. Ambitious? Well, of course it is. But sure, with your help, anything's possible. Anyway, Wolff's allegation is stomach-turning. That Epstein claimed Donald and Melania's first private, intimate moment happened on one of his planes, the same jet media outlets dubbed the Lolita Express. Now, how revolting is that? And now we're looking at how Wolff pieces this together, the modelling agents, the overlap in social circles, and what he argues is Melania's ruthless instinct for self-preservation.
She was very involved in this Epstein relationship. Trump and Epstein are involved with.
Trump screams witch hunt every time Epstein's name comes up. But Wolff's reporting makes that defense look thinner and thinner. Wolff argues that Melania entered Trump's world through Paolo Zampoli, a modelling agent with overlapping ties to both Trump and Epstein. Wolff is the one drawing these lines, and whether you agree with him or not, his reporting has set off a political firestorm, and Melania is continually threatening to sue him, but never actually going through with it. And then comes the claim Wolff attributes directly to Epstein, that Epstein bragged the first time Donald and Melania were intimate happened on his aircraft. Now, if true, it instantly changes the explanation for Melania's ghostly distance from Trump's legal circus. Her AC dismissals, her famous nice try laugh, they look a lot less like disloyalty and more like a woman trying to keep a continent's worth of distance from whatever parts of Trump's past she wants to keep buried. Now listen to this.
But, and this is probably for further food, she was very involved in this Epstein relationship. I mean, there is this model thing, but and Epstein talks about, and she's introduced by a model agent, both of whom Trump and Epstein are involved with. She's introduced to Trump that way. Epstein knows her well. Epstein says the first time Donald Trump and Melania have sex is on his airplane. So this is another complicated dimension in this. Where does she fit into the Epstein story? Where does she fit into this whole culture of models of indeterminate age?
And Ivanka and Jared are nowhere to be seen.
Never are these days.
That's Wolff speaking carefully and very cautiously about a story that would make any journalist put on a hazmat suit. Here are the pieces Wolff is trying to put together. Melania has been photographed with Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. She entered Trump's orbit through the modelling world Wolff says overlapped with Epstein's. Epstein claimed he knew her well, and Wolff says Epstein bragged about being present for their first intimate moment. Now, none of this means Melania did anything criminal. None of this proves Epstein told the truth. But Wolff argues that this context pulverizes Trump's favourite excuse, it was all just so casual. Because if Melania entered Trump's world through the same social circle Wolff is describing, then her refusal to stand beside Trump isn't disloyalty, it's pure self-preservation. She knows what's coming. Now, in the next clip, this is where Wolff describes Melania's reaction when she was asked to support Trump during his legal meltdown.
you really notice by her absence is that of Melania, that often men caught up in situations like this have a wife who's loyally standing by their side.
Well,
Melania is nowhere to be seen. Ivanka is nowhere to be seen. This must be a horrifying story for them.
okay, well, two points. She never is by his side. You know, all of those courtroom appearances, did she show up once? You know, I report in my book that one of the aides approached her and she said, "Nice try," and then laughed.
Now, that nice try and the laugh, that's not a supportive spouse. That's someone backing away from a sinking ship at record speed. Wolff argues Melania understands exactly what part of Trump's past are radioactive, and he suggests she has no interest in getting caught in any of it. His reporting ties together three threads: Epstein's aircraft, the modelling world he moved through, and the man Melania eventually married. And whether Epstein was lying, whether he was exaggerating, or even telling the truth, Wolff argues the mere existence of that claim makes Melania's distancing impossible to ignore. Now, according to Wolff, the Epstein saga isn't just another Trump scandal. It's the one that threatens to rip away the entire facade. And his reporting puts Melania in a politically devastating position. Even if Epstein lied, even if it was just a boast, and even if none of it is provable, the claim itself turns the Melania Trump-Epstein triangle into a political landmine. Now, Wolff is not saying Melania did anything illegal. He is saying that Epstein's alleged bragging, combined with the photos, the modelling circles, and Melania's total distance from Trump's legal defense, paints a picture of someone desperate to avoid being tied to the past Wolff is describing. Now, that claim might not be a smoking gun of guilt, but Wolff argues it is a smoking gun of motive, and politically, it's devastating. If you're sick of the lies and the endless fog surrounding Epstein and Trump, then here's the one thing Wolff's reporting makes impossible to ignore. Melania's refusal to stand beside Trump is not about loyalty. It is, in Wolff's view, the cold, strategic instinct of someone who wants a part of her past buried 6 feet deep. Now, she watched Trump orbit Epstein, and she watched Epstein orbit Trump. And now, as this explosive report is resurfacing, the past is being dragged right back into the light. So where does this go next? No one actually knows, but if Trump thinks this is the worst of it, Wolff's reporting hints that the nightmare may only be getting started. And here's the part no one in Trump's world wants to hear. Once a story like this re-enters the bloodstream, it doesn't fade, it mutates. Every resurfaced claim, every old clip, every unanswered question becomes fuel. And Wolff's reporting has just poured massive amounts of gasoline on a fire that Trump cannot control. Here's hoping. Click on one of these videos for more, and as always, leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.